Morning. How are
We're both
you? I know.
we're both
I was
home.
thinking it's the first time we both have been home in quite some time. So
Like a month.
it's good to see you virtually nonetheless.
Yes, I don't think you guys understand. Even though Jason and I have been very blessed to travel a lot this last month, it's not our normal homeostasis. Like Jason and I talk all the time, and being in different time zones for a few weeks, and just it's thrown that all off.
It is thrown it off, but it's good that we're finally able to do this together live. Well, guys, we're a few minutes late. We had some technical difficulties, but we are here. It is 10 o'clock, few minutes after Central Time, 11 o'clock Eastern Time. So that means it's time for Today in Travel. This is that show we do every single week where Haley and I bring you all the things, all the travel news, cruising, credit card hacks, hotel, talk about it all. I'm Jason Poole. I'm a travel advisor with Cruise Planners and American Express Travel representative. And my co host this morning is the one and only Miss Haley. How are you?
Good morning. Hi, everybody. My name is Haley Whiting. I'm the owner of Hospitality with a Flair, which is a hotel sales support company. Been in hotels for, unfortunately, 15 years. And I travel right, and I love all the travel things that Jason does. And we have some surprises today. I'm super excited. I'm just going to hit the first topic here.
Yeah, so this was exciting. I actually was just talking about this the other day. So, as you know, during the last administration, the Americans' ability to go to Cuba was restricted. So, cruises stopped, group tours stopped, individual travel stopped going to Cuba. Well, the good news is President Biden has said that he is looking to restrict or to lift some of the restrictions that for families, I'm sorry, for people going to Cuba. Right now, it's not going to be open for like individual travel. It looks like it's going to kind of be a slow phase in, like it was before. Family reunions first, group travel probably sooner. And then I think eventually we'll see individual travel go there again. And I hope cruises go there again because you got to sneak one
So
in.
I
I
did.
did not.
So, I mean, if that happens, I feel like we need to make that a group cruise.
I think that'd be
Like
fun. I think that'd be fun.
First thing, a today in travel group cruise to Cuba. B, I think it could actually happen sooner than you think because if I remember correctly, and anybody in the comments, please feel free to try to correct me, but I'm very positive on this. A cruise ship is considered group tour, not
Right.
individual
Right.
travel. And group
Right.
tour is one of the lanes that is now opening up for travel to Cuba. So I'm anxious to see what they do with that because then I wonder because Royal Caribbean sold their little mini ship that got into Havana. I even
I
wonder
don't.
if the Celebrity Summit is too big.
Yeah, it might. I don't know. I don't know. And maybe.
But I mean,
So
and I
yeah, I
think
mean,
we actually had a lot going in there. I mean, there was an MSC ship there when I docked
okay,
there
okay.
as well. So, I mean, maybe we'll see that pop up a little sooner than later. Would love to know in the comment section, guys, if you are interested in that. So Jason and I can read these later. Remember, if you're on Facebook, to put your name if you're commenting.
Well, I think that's just exciting, exciting news. Well, keeping in the that re- part of the world, Carnival has unveiled a some news about Half Moon Cay. So, if you guys know, Carnival doesn't have like a true private island in the Bahamas like Norwegian does and like Royal Caribbean does. So, Half Moon Cay is just kind of like a private beach area, kind of reminds me like Bimini with Virgin. It's kind of like a private beach destination. And right now, the hot trend in the industry are these private islands, right? Royal Caribbean's Coco Cay has been a tremendous success. Norwegian's islands have been a tremendous success for Norwegian as well. So Carnival wants to get into the game as well. And so they're going to leave Half Moon Cay as it is. They're going to build another private, like a true private island where Half Moon Cay gets the tender. Their goal is to be able to dock. They're hoping it will open by 2024. So that will be cool to see Carnival getting in the game. Look, I think when all these people are fighting amongst themselves or fighting with each other, other companies, I think it just helps us, the consumer. So, I mean, if we can keep pushing Royal Caribbean and Norwegian to make their private islands better through Carnival, I am here for it.
Absolutely. And I mean, I think it's the way that, and there's articles on Royal Caribbean doing the scene, the surplus and money they were able to make by
Right.
doubling down on private island. I mean, MSC is pouring a ton of money into Ocean K, expanding
Hmm.
that. The private beach destinations. I think we're just going to continue to see more and more of those because it's also a
I
safety
agree.
thing when you're traveling with families. It feels good to have a private, safe area that is fully vetted. So,
I agree. And also, Royal Caribbean is still moving forward with their beach club in Nassau. So I mean, that'll be. I mean, so if you're Royal Caribbean and you're looking at maximizing profits on those 3 night, 4 night sailings, where your only stops are to Nassau and Coco Cay, all of a sudden you're getting. If you can get people in a beach club in Nassau, I mean, that if I was running the number for Royal, I'd be excited. So now, but if I ran some tours in Nassau, I might be kind of upset about this news. So
yeah, you and I were talking about that. I think, Nassau's always been very touchy about cruisers that get on, do a cruise excursion, don't spend any money locally. I mean, I
mhm,
would hope that it's a little more ethical and not just, profiting off of
I agree.
that. But I mean, and Royal's still moving forward with that private island in the Pacific too.
Yeah. So,
So
oh, I
I
thought
think,
that one was on hold, but maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm
yeah,
wrong.
I just talked to somebody when I was on board last week
Oh,
that hung out
fantastic!
with us from, he actually just came from Shanghai to the Miami office.
Fantastic!
So
Fantastic! That is great news. All right, guys. Well, if you are looking to book a Marriott vacation, now is a great time. Marriott's running just a couple day flash sale. Haley, why don't you tell us about this flash sale?
yes, so Marriott is attempting to compete with Airbnb a little bit here in the vacation rental game. Now, keep in mind, this is not going to be your average Joe Airbnb. I'm going to go do a quick weekend in New York for $150 in an Airbnb. These are premium luxury properties. So they are going after that top high end Airbnb plus premier style properties with giving you that confidence in booking a substantiated brand that's vetted and whatnot. So right now, through the end of the year, if you end up booking a Marriott Homes and Villas, they're doing a 30,000 point promo. And also, if you have an American Express Platinum card, there are promotions for like up to $1,000 off
It's
your
amazing.
side. Like, I won't lie, I've thought about it for some team stuff. I was like, this would be kind of neat because the properties
It'd
are,
be pretty.
and plus you earn points on it. So I'm all about
Right.
points.
Right.
All right. Last
All
topic
right.
of the day.
I'm excited about this, right? Because Japan being an island country, kind of like what Australia and New Zealand did, they were able to just really close down their borders because of COVID, right? Like Japan had a rule you could leave the country, but you couldn't really come back, right? So a lot of outbound flights, but you couldn't come into the country. But Japan, it, right. So Japan is really trying to kind of tiptoe back into allowing tourists in. So starting today, they're doing some like test trials with like local tourists, people that already live in Japan, and kind of seeing like how does it work? How do our protocols work? How do our rules work? Kind of reminds me of those 2 day sailings that Royal Caribbean was doing a lot, right? You would come on, do a trial sailing and see if it would work. So Japan is trying to do that in hopes of allowing the border to be opened up soon. They haven't said what soon is, but I know Haley, you and I have talked about going to Asia a
Mhm.
lot. I'm hesitant to make plans for Asia because they have been so strict with COVID. Like, China is under a crazy lockdown right now.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I don't think anyone's going to China for some time. But Japan, fingers crossed. I really, really, really want to go. I know Celebrity does some of the like best of Japan sailings. I just really, really want to do it. Oh, I don't want
Yeah,
to go to
and I
Japan.
think, we need to remind ourselves that, like, it's an island nation, but it's also an island nation in a very different realm of the world. Like, yes, like, the UK, like England is a island nation, but their neighbors are France, where Japan's neighbor is Russia. And
Right, right.
you really have to tiptoe on this one. And it's so interesting to see how much further behind. Meanwhile, we have people trying to push, Biden and everything to get rid of the departure back to the US testing requirement, which is a little crazy considering everything else is just a free for all.
Right, right.
All right. This is an interesting topic that Jason and I have been debating very heavily. Is travel insurance worth it for domestic travel? I am team yes. Jason has been hesitant before.
This is true.
I
I,
will,
I
I will I will yield my time to the chair from Tennessee to.
so I guess it depends on why you buy travel insurance. Okay, so I buy travel insurance mostly for the medical evacuation and the medical coverage, right? So in case I'm in Europe and I have to go to the emergency room in Spain, have to be airlifted off the Celebrity Beyond. That's why I want travel insurance. Okay. I don't really personally buy travel insurance a lot for the trip cancellation, the trip interruption. Now, I'm glad I have it. When I didn't make it to Apex last year for one of the trips, I was really glad I had travel insurance. I got reimbursed for it. Okay. So with domestic trips, I have health insurance. It's pretty good health insurance. So I could easily go to a hospital, even if it's out of network. I could still, be easily admitted to a hospital in the United States. Delta is extremely easy to work with these days as far as canceling. I mean, I canceled a flight 3 or 4 hours before in no, November, December, when Miles, my dog, was in the hospital. Remember, I
Mhm.
called Delta at like 4 in the morning, and they issued me a credit immediately. And most hotels are pretty good as far as letting you cancel fairly last minute, especially if you book at like a refundable rate. So when I go on, like when I just went to New York City for my birthday, I did not buy travel insurance. Um, so I am team in the United States where your health insurance covers you not to do it. Now there are exceptions. I think if you're spending tons of money and you're going to like a resort in Hawaii, flights are expensive. I feel a little differently about that, because literally transportation to get you from Hawaii back to home could be very expensive. So I might feel a little differently about Hawaii and Alaska, but for the most part, I don't really get it for domestic lower 48 trips.
So in 2019, I'd agree with you.
Okay. Okay.
In today's day and age, I don't. Because just in
Okay.
the last month, I have seen either friends or myself deal with these issues of lack of pilots, flights getting canceled. And just this weekend, I flew home from Miami. I had a connection in LaGuardia, and we were told that there was some weather, which can happen. Like that can happen
Yep.
anytime, right?
Yep. Yep.
The 2.5 hour flight to Miami turned into 4.5 hours of just circling, doing its thing. By the time we landed, they ended up canceling my Rochester flight. So I was effectively in New York. Yes. Did Delta rebook me real easy? My husband's not home. Did Delta rebook me easily through the app? Absolutely. That was easy peasy. But I mean, still, I had to stay overnight in New York. I ended up staying a little longer with my brother, but
Sure.
the hotel, my Uber, all that is money. And
Yeah.
I had friends
Yeah.
that went to Disney last month. JetBlue couldn't get them out for 2 to 3 days. So if they wanted to
Right.
make a reservation, they ended up going to Cleveland, buying new tickets, and that was all covered. I just think in this day and age where there's still so many cancellation, staffing shortages, it was worth it. I think my insurance for this cruise was like $70.
Right. I mean, yeah, dirt cheap. So yeah, I get what you're saying. I guess it just comes down to what do you buy travel insurance for? I buy it mostly for the medical coverage. That's my personal reason for travel insurance, not the I'm out of pocket for the resort. You know,
Yeah.
but again, like a package at Disney, I think is a little different than just checking into a hotel in New York.
Yes,
Because
100%. It's very circumstantial. And also, if you have a direct flight that's just going to New York with no connections,
right, right.
probably don't need that, right away. Like with
No,
Miles,
I agree.
like you were able to just stay home. But, if you've got some connections,
Yeah, I mean, again, when I missed the Apex last year in Greece, I had to, stay at the, TWA hotel at
JFK.
JFK.
Mhm.
So I got reimbursed for all that. So I mean, I was fortunate that I had travel insurance. So, but that was still for an international trip. I linked it all together. So
It's not a bad idea. It just, like you said, so circumstantial. So, maybe in 2019, if you're on this, you'll be like, oh no, I'm not going to get it. Like, just evaluate your trips.
yeah, I mean, look, if you're just flying to go visit grandma in Oklahoma, I don't think I'd buy travel insurance for
Yeah.
that, right? But if you've planned a big Disney trip, and Disney, you have to go to certain parks on certain days. You have dinner reservation, like you have really invested your time on like a Disney trip. I might feel more inclined to do the travel insurance.
Yeah. Well, speaking of travel fun, and also we're going to be talking about our tip of the day, which is travel credit cards.
Okay.
Remember, because you have travel insurance on your credit card does not mean it's the same coverage. Like a lot of people think
No.
because they have travel insurance on their credit card that it's the same thing as like that policy, that you typically sell with your
Yep.
packages. They're not all created equal.
I hear it all the time, and I just, I try to. I mean, my job is to educate and offer suggestions. But yeah. So, anyways, all right. So, what are we looking at here?
So, travel tip of the day is travel credit cards. There are some great offers for people to tiptoe into travel rewards. This is one of the things that Jason and I talk about frequently. So, first off, we're going to start with the tiptoe. Like this is maybe for the person that travels twice a year. I would say this is a good venture. That would be the Chase Sapphire over here. It's a $95 annual fee, which is super low when
Right.
considering. Partners for airlines include JetBlue, Southwest, United, British Airways. There's a few others, but they are doing an 80,000 point bonus right now when you sign up for this card. They also transfer to Marriott. Like this is a great entry level card. Hyatt is another big one with this card. Low annual fee, easy points. The other two here are a little bigger. You have the American Express Platinum card, which is a 100,000 point promo right now. And the Capital One Venture X, which is the new premium card from Capital One with 75,000 points. Now you're going to see these two fees are higher, but there's more inclusions. You've heard Jason and I talk about
Oh,
the Platinum card. You got the cruising privilege program. You got that TSA global entry fee, the $200 hotel credit, $200
clear.
airline credit. There's just so many things. So don't be afraid of this fee. But these are some great points. I mean, 100,000 Amex points, you can do
You can
a
do a lot.
lot with that card. It's one of our favorites. Plus, there's always additional promotions like that Marriott one I talked about. I
Hmm.
mean, just this year I've saved like $1,400 in additional offers on my Amex Platinum. So, and if you have a business, the Amex Platinum business card is doing 120,000 points as well.
Oh, nice.
So, just wanted to throw those out there. These are some great offers to tiptoe
Amazing.
in. We'll even include some links in the group. So, make sure you're following the YouTube channel Today in Travel, as well as becoming part of our travel community on Facebook, Today in Travel. Feel free to ask questions, share some of your travel favorites in there. This is a very collaborative community. Everybody is welcome, and all forms of travel are welcome.
All right, Haley. Well, it was great as always.
All right, we will see you guys later and talk to you next week.